Eagles run it in the Super Bowl, Chiefs ain't going to be able to stop it.
They may not get into the red zone.
The Eagles might not.
Do you think Jalen Hurts can succeed on the Philadelphia Eagles?
So my takeaway on Jalen Hurts is I don't think he's a franchise quarterback.
I still believe Carson Wentz is better than Jalen Hurts.
Can he be an elite signal caller? I don't know. I would have question marks with that.
The Eagles should consider benching Jalen Hurts.
I'll never say he's going to make the Pro Bowl because I doubt he will.
Give your 3 first-round picks to Seattle, go get Russell Wilson, and go compete for championships.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going to ruin Jalen Hurts. He just can't throw the football well enough to be your long-term solution.
It's a perfectly thrown ball by Jalen Hurts. These balls are on time, perfect rhythm, and they hit their guy in stride.
Hurts has the time, and he delivers. Perfectly thrown to A.J. Brown.
Coach Dow always say hungry dogs run fast. I ain't hungry. I'm starving for this.
So when you watch Jalen Hurts, it's not pretty, struggles on the deep ball.
Hurts wants it all with Brown. A.J. Brown.
I don't think Jalen Hurts could be your future in Philadelphia. I'd rather have Daniel Jones.
You know you're not going nowhere with Jalen.
That's when you find out the character of a man. And in tough times.
Can he take us to the championship? I don't believe he can.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. Attention, air traffic control. A flock of eagles is heading to Arizona. Give me everything you got.
I can't say that I'll smile until the job is finished. I've always been on a mission.
So, after all of the talk, after the 2 years since Super Bowl 57, all the drama, the ups, the downs, the injuries, and everything in between, this Eagles team before you today did what no other Eagles team was able to do before. We dominated our way to a Super Bowl win. 40-22 over the Chiefs. Now, starting the wild card round, so I think we should start off with that. 22-10 over Green Bay in the wild card round. In the divisional, 28-22 over the Rams. They put up the best fight in general in our run, or however the case. In the NFC Conference Championship game, 55-23 over the Washington Commanders. Kind of like in the last minute in garbage time, or however the case. I mean, then they started like turning it up or however, but again, it was garbage time. So that makes like the second team. Kenny Pickett got to start in during the playoffs. So, but in terms of the Super Bowl win individually, have to start on defense. So before I start, I got to ask you guys, what do you guys think was the biggest thing that stuck out to you guys? Was it the interceptions? Was it the D-line play? Was it the coaching? What do you guys think stood out on your guys' opinion? Feel free to comment down below at any point. But yeah, in my opinion, it was a number of things, mainly the interceptions and sacks, or however the case. 6 sacks is the most that Patrick Mahomes has ever been hit in a game. Josh Sweat, he hit him 2.5 times. Jordan Davis, he hit him. He hit him once, and then Jalix Hunt, he hit him once. Milt Williams, he hit him twice. Absolute beast game for everybody, or however the case. 0 points allowed in the first half, 6 points in the first 3 quarters. Absolute Fangio masterclass, total of 16 pressures for a grand total of about like 40% pressure rate, if the math is correct, something like that. And on to the offense, or however the case, 40 points. First and foremost, Jake Elliott, he clutched up again, or however the case. He's Jake the Make again. He made 1 from 50, 1 from 45, 1 from 30. 30 plus yards out, and then 1 from 28 yards out, I believe, or 25 yards out or something. And then, but yeah, and then Jalen Hurts, or however the case, he deserves a lot of love, or however the case, because he seemed to feel really, really well. He was reading the defense well. He was like reading the field. He was elite with his arm, his legs, and his mind. Kind of have a hot take here in a second. And I have evidence supporting that, but just to conclude the game, so we can talk about that here in a second. Just to conclude the game a little bit, this is the best defense I've seen in my entire lifetime in terms of the Eagles, or however the case. This feels better than the first Super Bowl win, named in part because our starting quarterback won it, or however the case, and he's gonna play next year, however the case. He got out healthy, arguably his healthiest season that he's had, or however the case, but. Bond definitely is the biggest priority of the offseason, or however the case. Positively. DeAndre Hopkins, he was crying about the refs or however. He said, I seen you guys talking about the refs or however the case. And tonight there was a lot of touchy calls. You're all going to talk about the refs now and things of that nature. So, I mean, the refs didn't make him trip over his feet. I mean, he was wide open. He's the one that tripped and dropped the ball. That's the way I look at it. And I absolutely love how Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni were praising God and talking about their faith and things of that nature. Absolutely good to see. I try to, be a godly man myself, or however the case, and, the fact that they, appear to be trying as well, heck, absolutely good to see. So, and they seem they seem sincere, however the case. So, but yeah, in this postseason run, in general, was the highest scoring postseason in NFL history. We scored 145 points in our postseason run, so definitely good to see there. First Super Bowl champion with more rush yards than passing yards since the 1975 Steelers. Absolutely good to see. We're making waves, making history. Absolutely good to see there. Jalen Hurts is the greatest Eagles quarterback in Eagles history. 17,800 passing yards, 140 touchdowns, 6 playoff wins, 93.5 passer rating, Super Bowl champion. Only one other Eagles quarterback can say that, and he was a backup. Obviously, a champion, or however the case, that's its own achievement. 2-time NFC champion, or however the case. All-Pro, and then his stats for the playoffs individually: 81.9% completion, 1,813 yards, 20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, Super Bowl MVP, 1-1 in the Super Bowl. Pretty sure that's over 500 winning percentage in the Super Bowl. I'll take that. But yeah, definitely in terms of other quarterback debates, like I said, Jalen's the best Eagles quarterback I've ever had. Point done, or however the case. If he would have went 0-2, then I wouldn't even made a case. I mean, but yeah, definitely the best Eagles quarterback I've ever had. So yeah. The other Eagles quarterback discussions are over, however the case. Jalen and Herbert, and what I mean that they don't have to play for the Eagles for, he's an Eagles quarterback, however the case. But anyways, Justin Herbert, I don't want to hear him say, I don't hear nobody say, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, or however the case. A lot of people that were ranked above him. Jalen Hurts wasn't even in the top 10 starting this season. I think he was. I think he's always been a top 10, top 5 quarterback in the league. That's just my opinion. But in terms of the NFL rankings and the BS, or however the case, and the disrespect, yeah, he was outside of the top 10. Nobody had him in the top 10. So kind of just to close it all out, or however the case, 2-time Super Bowl champs, definitely be happy, definitely celebrate. Very important win, stop the three-peat and things of that nature. This is revenge. This is redemption right here. It wasn't, we barely beat them, or however the case. No, we dominated them. We showed them, hey, don't get too cocky too fast, or however the case. Definitely the best Eagles team I've had the pleasure of watching, or however the case. Definitely the best Eagles season by far. 2,000-yard rusher, however the case, finished the job in dominant fashion, or however the case. Can't ask for more than that from a season. There's nothing more I can ask from this season. We won, or however the case. Saquon Barkley ran for a bunch of yards. A.J. Brown, he had a pretty good year, 1,000 yards. Obviously, there's injuries. Devontae Smith, he had a pretty good year. He still missed like 2 or 3 games. Jalen Hurts, he had a pretty good year, missed like a game or 2. But yeah, everyone played pretty well, or have a case, can't ask for much more than that. I mean, you can't ask for no injuries. I mean, people are going to get injured. When you get tackled, stuff happens. But in terms of results, can't ask for much more than that. But yeah, and in the moment, I may have been stressed, or however the case. I overreacted in terms of games and whatnot. I absolutely admit that, hold myself accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? But looking back at it in hindsight, like I said, absolutely, this is the best Eagles team I've ever seen. Absolutely. But the most important thing is we got the ring. We didn't waste the talent and things of that nature. And like I said, that's the most important thing. Obviously, that there wasn't a Philly special, or however the case. But, being up 27-0 in a 40-yard bomb to Smitty is still pretty ballsy in terms of ballsy, iconic plays, or however the case we needed it the most, or however. Yeah, I mean, we didn't need it the most, but, still a ballsy play. Nevertheless, but Nick Sirianni got to eat crow on that. I know for sure that was like one of the biggest things I've said, or have case I take full responsibility for that. I've said Nick Sira fraud and Nick Sira this and Nick bum, or whatever the case, but his new name is Nick Sira Ring. That's his name, Sira Ring. He has a ring. He brought a ring to Philly. He's if he brings a second one, he's better than than Doug Peterson. As of now, he's tied. He's tied with Doug Peterson. Both got 1 ring. But yeah, and in the league right now, definitely top 10 or however the case, like I said, if I didn't already say that. Oren Burks, he was definitely huge in the game as well. 87.7 PFF grade, 86.9 coverage grade, only allowed 4 catches for 27 yards compared to last year where he was a heavy liability or however the case. I feel like whatever Bobby King and Clint Hurd and the defensive staff told him or talked to him or however the case, it definitely worked. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if Lamar, if anybody else would have had the game Mahomes had, they would have said it was one of the biggest choke jobs and this and this and that, or have the case if they played that poorly. A pick 6 or have the case, another interception, and then a strip sack. That's 3 turnovers in a game, strictly by the quarterback. And Jalen's supposed to be a turnover machine. He only turned the ball over once. 1 interception. Absolutely he did. I'm not hiding from that. He threw 1 interception. Absolutely he did. I'm not forgetting that or have the case, but at the end of the day he still won. But still, compared to 3, I'll take 1 over 3 any day in terms of turnovers. Turnovers are bad, but unless you force the turnover if you're on defense. But yeah, if it was any other quarterback or however the case, it would have been said it was a choke. In my opinion, it looked like he choked. Jalen Carter, he smacked the crap out of Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna put that up to the side or however the case. I absolutely love that. Absolutely. And then like the Kermit Nike commercial and all that. How everybody's showing the Chiefs now that they lost. Or heck, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Barkley, he deserves a lot of love. More than did his part. He deserves it. He wasn't like Miles Sanders or however the case, or whatever his name is, or however the case from 2022. Not doing nothing, 2 fumbles or however the case, 2,500 yards total the entire season. 2,504 yards, 1,446 yards after contact, 20 total touchdowns. He basically juked 96 people. 96 forced missed tackles. 55 explosive runs. Absolute beast. D-line during the playoffs, they deserve a lot of love. I eat crow on that too. I was wrong. 92 pressures, 15 sacks, and 54.4 pass rush win rate during the playoffs. And in the Super Bowl, 26 pressures, 6 sacks, and a 42.9% pressure rate during the Super Bowl individually. So 26 pressures, 6 sacks. Absolutely, because I didn't think they had it in them. I'll be the first to admit it. I didn't think that the D-line had that in them. I thought Creed Humphrey and whatnot, or however the case, were supposed to be all pro and the best center in the league. That's what we were told, but I don't know. I guess a bunch of guys nobody wanted, I don't know. So yeah, a little bit of some channel updates or however the case. I'm going to do 2 off-season shows or however the case. I might do 2 episodes each a week, depending on how much stuff comes out or however the case. I'd like to do like little 5 to 10 minute like little episodes or however the case, since the off season not going to be as much until like the draft or however. But so up until the draft, I'm going to do the Philly Fly Draft show, which I'm going to talk about the draft prospects, the sophomores on our teams or however the case. So in this case, Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt, things of that nature. What's going on with them during the off season or however the case. Talk about them specifically, and then also like anything rookie related or anything sophomore related or however the case, and then. The second show I'm going to do, it's going to be kind of like later on into the evening or however the case when I post it or have it available to watch or however the case, is going to be the off-season grind show where I talk about pretty much everything else Eagles related. Free agency trades, vet news or however the case, which means people that have been with the team, I'll say 3 years or longer, because sophomores, there will be Cooper DeJean's second year next year. So anybody that's been with the team 3 years or longer, I'll put in that individual thing or however the case. So yeah, pretty much anyone that's been with the team 3 years or longer will be in the off-season grind show, and then sophomores or however the case, if we drafted them or however the case, and then yeah, but I don't know exactly when or however the case the first episode will be. I'm gonna try to get this out on Tuesday the 10th or Wednesday the 11th, I believe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all your guys' feedback and all the comments, all the people subscribing and all the likes and everything like that. I'm always open to feedback or however the case at any point during my videos or however the case. Please feel free to comment anything that you think or however the case, how I can make it better and things of that nature. I'm always working to innovate it, make it better, more entertaining and things of that nature. And, I'm trying not to like ramble as much or however, but I just really love my birds and we got the job done. And Super Bowl 59 champions. I don't have like so much merch or however the case, because like I have like my whole like little office area like decked out in Eagles gear, however the case, and like I have like some ideas on what to add next and where to add it and all that. But I thank you guys so much for watching. Christ is King. God bless. Philly out. Peace.